Na tena GSU siku hizi ndio nani escort, hainifukuzi.
Sasa waende pale waongee. Wale wa kupunguza mzigo, wale wa kuongeza mzigo, waongee pale, alafu watukuje watuambie wamekubaliana nini.
So how unaruka wapi? Principles yako unaruka huko black wet yani
ile inzi iko na akili inakufia kwa maziwa. Ile inzi iko na ujinga inakufia kwa choo.
Welcome back, viewer. If you're joining right now, this is the Cardinal Talk Show, a program that actually ventilates more about politics in this country. It's time that we people must not play politics, even with lives. You know, politics in Kenya becomes such a, a serious thing to an extent that whether people are dying or not, it doesn't matter as long as we play politics. No way. Kenyans cannot die again because of things like this. I want to bring you up to speed again. Kevin, you were just about to
yes, and I agree with you. By the time you're finishing, there's something that was more of biting, right? You know the process of anger killing someone. I wish the doctors who are somewhere could explain. You know, hunger is not disease. So the moment hunger kills an individual, it means your fat are dead, the glucose in you are eaten up, we remain with the bone that is eaten, and therefore any disease that comes can now strike you. Imagine all those processes. You know, it's not like hunger, then you die. Imagine all these processes that actually takes you. You get the sense? And that's what bites. How long does it take? And I agree with you when you talk of the governor and every other person that needs to come in. But you see, we cannot continue because the blame game, governor, the national government and all that. When the blame game continues, remember who dies. Is one person who is not even an MCA. You get the sense? So what then do we do in such cases?
According to Turkana Governor Josephat Nanok,
yes,
his government actually set aside 200 million for these emergencies. At the very beginning of it, they had spent the entire money, and they've got a population of 1.6 million guys who are facing starvation to be looked upon. Looking at 200 million is a drop in the ocean in a situation like that. So I therefore want to believe that the central government should have also come in or made what you now say is supposed to be permanent solution or roadmaps for solving our problems, other than having these knee-jerk reactions that we keep having each and every time that Kenya is in a catastrophic situation like where we are right now.
Yes.
Now, Samson, I want us to wind up on this. I just want to get your take about what must happen. You know, we must give a way out. What must happen?
Let government pull up its talks and the people. We do not need only to be reactionary.
Yes.
But I know these governments, not only Kenyan government, unless people are actually out to actually push them, they'll be just there. And this thing will pass. And we wait for another. So we need actually, and especially also the civil society. You know I keep on talking about, because that is where Ojeo is coming from.
Okay, but civil society are doing their part, like the organizations that are responsible for hunger and food provision. They are doing their part in Turkana. But you know, that is only supplementary.
I agree. But what I'm saying, at the end of the day, it's not about what we are going to donate as a people. But we need actually all of us to push the government to do something about this area. So that next year or any other year, we say that in fact, even including irrigation, because land is already in that place. And there's a lot of water in Turkana, for your information. What do we need to do? How much billions do we need actually, instead of actually, can we reduce on corruption so that we take the money to the right position?
Speaking about corruption and speaking about the billions, yes, another end again that is calamitous, should I say that? You know, it is calamity upon catastrophe in Kenya. And we are left to wonder that anybody coming into this country who is a visitor, looking at our headlines from Monday to Friday, we think this country is burning, and in the next week we'll not be having any country, because if it's not corruption, we are dying because of famine, we can't provide for our people. And now let me bring in the perspective of corruption here. Just recently, the president in Namibia actually spoke so fervently, and he seemed to have decided now this thing imefika mali, imefika mwisho. Hata kama wewe ni ndugu yangu, ama wewe ni dada yangu, ama wewe ni rafiki yangu wa karibu, ama mwandani wangu wa karibu kisiasa, it's all over.
To use corruption propaganda and falsehood to undermine and sabotage the construction of dams and intimidate public servants so that they don't execute government development agenda.
If you seek a position of authority, it must be on the basis of what you are going to be able to do to serve your fellow man, not to serve yourself. And that is why, wapende wasipende, rafiki ama adui, ndugu ama dada, wewe kama unataka kuingiana na mambo ya ufisadi, yeah? Tutapigana na wewe. You can be my brother, you can be my sister, but you are an enemy of the Republic of Kenya, and we will fight with you. Sijui kama tunaelewana vile mimi nasema.
If you are corrupt, you are corrupt. And then, it's this. It's what you were just saying. Somebody says this, and then the other people take their side position. Then politics get inside it, and then the entire thing is blown up into the smoke. And we don't have any solutions so far. Now, this war against corruption, why is it appearing like there's a section of people who think that this war is designed for them? And then it's a process of actually ensuring that they don't ascend to power. What power do you want to ascend to in a situation like this? In a country where people die of anger and starvation, what are you going to do? I'm talking to Kevin. Please, your input in this.
Well, thank you for that opportunity. Once again, some other things are more biting, too biting to even talk about. It's even so inhuman for individuals to begin discussing 2022 in such a trajectory, whereby we have a calamitous kind of a state that needs real issues to be discussed. But somebody sees 2022. One, we are not even gods to know whether I'm going to live tomorrow. So somebody is so sure, or some individuals are so sure of 2022 that what happens now, however bogus it is, however big it is, however humongous it is in terms of problem, that is not their problem. Theirs is whichever means we must reach the 2022 goal. Now, it is even stupid, and I remember we've discussed this here several times, that when these people still at the industrial scales measures, they don't call any of their community members and tell them, hey, here, come, I have stolen and therefore we have enough. Come, let's share. I don't remember any greedy person stealing and bringing it back to the community. But you see, it's stupid for communities again to be used in such a way that whenever your person is caught, as they call them, their person who never shared with you, you are quick to shout at the topmost of your voice, defending poverty, because that's the poverty of mind and poverty of pocket. How do you defend one who has stolen from the public coffers and say it's yours and you'll never even benefit from it? So to me, and let me say it so straight, it is a shame to individuals, and I'm sorry to even probably, I'll go ahead to mention some of them who think it is designed for them. The Kapseret MP, Oscar Sudi. I mean, give time. Now they're attacking the DCI. Some of them have actually ganged up and say DCI is not doing his work. He's doing the work of EACC. I mean, there's no work of EACC, there's no work of DCI, there's no work of anyone. So long as they unite together to ensure that this scourge of corruption is stemmed, we support.
From your legal point of view, I know you are somebody from the legal fraternity. True to the fact, DCI has expressed mandate from the Constitution to investigate corruption and economic crimes.
Yes.
My friend, this is something that is in white and black in our Constitution.
Yes.
I wonder why politicians are finding this space. They want to really twist this thing and make it look like the DCI is somebody who is
being used.
Is there to run errands for somebody.
Yeah.
While this guy is doing a job that is so splendid, that is actually giving us hope as a people that indeed something is happening on the corruption front.
Actually, I don't know, maybe we need to start from a point of asking ourselves, then what is corruption?
Yes.
And actually, are we really as a nation or a state? What do you think about corruption? If you ask me, I think in terms of my lecturer in second sem, point 2, who was taking me through social foundation. I remember I didn't agree with him, but today I can see about corruption what he was actually trying to. We didn't agree, but now I'm seeing it. Number one, he was telling us actually, about corruption, we start from people who believe in free things. You send your son to the shop to go buy bread, which you know is 40 bob. You give him actually 50 and then tell him 10 bob is yours, Niako. He's going to come and eat bread. You take your son to school to perform well. He performs well, then you go buy a bicycle for him because he has performed what? Are you getting that? There's also a culture. For example, you talk about corruption. We are now seriously furious about the mega corruption, while the petty corruption, which actually the nursery bed, where this all corruption are brewed, we are not discussing. For example, you talk about market. Today we have that old man or woman in a village somewhere, in that primitive farming, who want to access market, either in terms of crops, either in terms of actually animals and all that. Take for example, you know where we are coming from. There's a market known as Riat Andakala in our area. You take only your chicken, carry it here. Before you enter into that market, you find somebody who's not in the market, is not selling, is not even buying per se, but telling you the price. If you refuse giving it, this is a broker. Somebody do it from Kinango. For example, today if you want to bring maize or whatever in city, how do you call it? This
city market.
City market or the other one? Mudhurwa. You know what happening if you have actually maybe things like maybe vegetables and all that. You leave actually when you're coming from Kinango, those brokers will come for you in Kangemi. Are you getting that? They set the price and everything. They tell you go for pay, hotel from someone, sit there and do what you take, then we'll bring you the money. In other words, first of all, that is purely what? Corruption. So what I'm simply saying, we are only running from that which actually made a corruption, but we are leaving actually the foundation of that which we call corruption in this country. Yani, this is a thing which is part and parcel of what? Our lives. So what we're seeing today, can we ask ourselves in this panel, that if those people, the Sudis of this world and all that, leave the position and we get in, are we a success story, or we are making noise because we are not part of the cartels who are defending actually their loot and they are not sharing with us? If you ask me, Nick, there's nobody in this country who's fighting corruption. Uhuru's not fighting corruption. Uhuru is talking about corruption. And this is what actually I keep on repeating, and
he's talking about corruption. Not fighting corruption.
He's not fighting corruption.
Go ahead.
Mark my word. What do you need to do? If Uhuru is fighting corruption, we need to go for truth, justice, and reconciliation. It is also, the truth, justice, and reconciliation has a framework of what we need to do. People who are needed to be charged, there must be a way dealing with them. And we must make sure that those people are charged and put what? But here's a case whereby people are asking things which happened before independence up to date, and we have a document. And we continue talking about actually symptoms in the name of corruption, because you talk about Rutos and the likes. These are small fish in the pond. These are small fish in the pond. There are so many things. If these people are ready, and that's what Fidel Castro did when he took leadership. He told his father that in fact when we'll take leadership, the first thing I'm going to do is to nationalize our what? Our land. And that's what he did. When they reached Sierra Maestra, that's what they did. People are talking about land question in this country and corruption which have taken place from Kenyatta regime up to date. There are things which we know, and they are in the public domain. If Uhuru is ready, he needs to go for class suicidal and betray those people. Then now come up with a mechanism to fight corruption. Meaning that he must say that, in fact, I'm the first person, you get the point, to declare that this is the position. When the government is going down, this is the position we need to take. And then rally people behind you. Rally people behind you. These few cliques which are here, with a lot of loot in this country, the majority, who are the citizens, with the president who is ready to fight corruption, not talking about it, we can crush these people. What we are talking about, these are disco for political gains.
Wow.
And thank you because today...
Those are very hard-hitting sentences.
Yeah. Thank you because finally Ojaya has joined us today.
Finally.
Because... finally. Because I remember we had the same discussion sometimes back whether the...
So finally... He says President Uhuru Kenyatta is only talking about corruption.
Exactly.
So this is just mere, it's just
mere rhetorics. Because, you see...
So it's just about class suicidal. So it's going to betray his class.
Yes.
And
they're the ones who are holding all these things.
And the mighty who actually have the monies.
Exactly.
Let him go tomorrow.
Exactly. You know what is happening is so true. And thank you, Nick. Thank you, Jaya, for bringing it up. You know, corruption is not talked about. Uhuru has a friend that he can copy from. He was in Rwanda recently. What is Rwanda doing that Uhuru is not doing? Is he taking these trips for fun? What is his benchmark? Because he lives and tells us that he's going to learn and blah blah blah. What is he doing in those? And now he was in a certain country yesterday. Was it Botswana or something? In Namibia. Go and check the track record of development in Namibia. It has immensely improved from where it was. Corruption is meager as we speak today in Namibia. But Uhuru Kenyatta was the president. Why can't he even take some time, unless he's going for holiday? Which he shouldn't, because we cannot pay holiday for the president each and every time. Ask this person that you just came in the other day. Corruption rate has actually gone to a slump. What are you doing? Is his work going to eat cake? Going to attend national and all that?
So you guys, we are agreeing on one thing here. That still, the buck stops with Uhuru Kenyatta.
It has never stopped with anyone. It must be him.
It's going to change the tact.
Yes.
And actually get radical. It's about radical
position.
Is that too much?
He needed to do it.
Yes.
And in fact, he will differ, starting with his family. He will differ with them.
Yes.
Kenyan citizen will be behind him.
Unless that happens.
I'm telling you.
Unless that happens.
It's a story, it's Nick. It will be
rhetoric. Mr. President, you are informed that it's mere rhetoric, and unless you begin this thing and make it a radical operation, then it's mere smokescreen, and it's only the sentimentals. Now, still again, corruption. The Supreme Court. Oh my. I mean, where then because who will try the corrupt? if the judiciary is
not even the judiciary. Please be specific and say the 6 bench judges of the Supreme Court. You get the sense. 6 bench. The apex of justice
system
in a country
is now riddled in terrible allegations of corruption. Or jail, from a legal point of view, do we now have a complete rotten system? Because now it's only just the other day when William Mutuga took over, Kenyans actually were darling of the judiciary.
Yes.
Kenyans looked at the judiciary like the last hope. Actually, to them, that was the only remedy.
David Maraga, yeah.
Yes. Come in Maraga, and then the love did not even go down; it kept on going up until very recently. Then allegations then spring up, and all the judges, what is happening? Even if you were to now fight the corruption, where do you begin?
Nick, there was when after 2000, after the new constitution, when now the judges and the magistrates were coming down, they were being actually, how do you call it, the process which they were undergoing in terms of maybe vetting and all that. I asked a question, I think, in this program. We've talked about so many things, and I was asking, these people who are vetting this one, who vetted them so that they have the qualification to vet these people? So now the end result, including the police, you've taken actually the old wine and put it into a new bottle. So you think that you've sorted the problem. These are the people who are there. I thought, and I was too ambitious after 2010, that this is a new Kenya which is born. And the new Kenya need actually to come up with a radical position to get rid of the old wine and bring a new. What did you do? We started a vetting process whereby also we cannot tell whether there are kickbacks and all that and all that. So as we are talking, we the same people who actually were maintaining actually the so-called status quo then are the one who we vetted and put them into that position. So they are only trying to adjust. It's like now doing the pruning. Those people who actually in the T-zone, they know actually pruning. When you prune, doing the pruning, and then maybe some small rain comes out very.
It sports
so
back.
what? Yes, it sports back. That is actually what is happening. The judiciary is not, because you cannot keep these people. I kept on asking, even in the civil society, you are telling me these people are corrupt. We tell people we want reforms, we do that, and we keep on leaving them to go and occupy those offices. I get that.
Kevin, the judiciary is on trial here.
Yeah.
I mean, what then? I mean, just where must Kenyans go and hide? Because this was the only last hope that people had.
That we had, yes.
If you can imagine, if only 7 judges, all of them would be declared corrupt in one way or the other.
Yes.
Then it tells that the entire judiciary, from the magistrates, judges, the judges of the Court of Appeal, all these guys must be in a way somewhere doing very, very badly. And we must know, like he says, it's a new beginning. I think what you say.
It's a new beginning.
We must,
and it should be a new beginning.
So we must propagate a new radical beginning.
Yes. Now, let me say, you see, the head begins rotting from the top. That's what most say. And it's very true, right? What makes these people today in the judicial system, and especially the 6th bench judge, feel comfortable to even take what we call petty crimes in this way? They're even gotten dealing with the county government of an election field, not even presidential. You know, when you are amongst the top echelons in the judicial system, you need to behave yourself. Behaving yourself in this way, who then do you associate with? What are your professional ethics that you are also bound to? You get? A very good example, and if it is true because it's an allegation already, and it has actually been said to the Judicial Service Commission over Jackson Ojwang's case, if you can remember. Jackson Ojwang has actually been found capable of getting involved in such. For instance, in the Migori gubernatorial election, it is alleged that he was actually bribed, including with the county public resources of him being constructed a tarmac road headed to his home. What a shame!
But Nick, we need to ask ourselves.
What a shame!
We can also blame. We need to ask ourselves from the academic point of view.
Yes.
Our tertiaries and actually university giving us civil servants?
Yes.
Or are they giving us the people who are going to work to become rich?
Yes.
Because, you know, in this society...
But that reminds me of a book that is written by John Githongo.
Yes.
That in Kenya it has actually acted the book. In fact, you don't even need to read the book. Just read the title of the book. It's Our Time to Eat.
It's our time to eat.
That any person who comes into the government constantly feel that it's our time to eat. And as was in the process of answering you, what makes a judge today? Because I never saw this. It was there, yes, in the past, but not as open as it is today. That a judge can actually have a deal, an open deal with the governor. Don't forget the Kidero's case of 250 million shillings given to a Supreme Court judge still. You get the sense?
Today, I'm sorry for that cutting.
Yes, no, it's okay.
Today,
it's okay.
I took a petition in court.
Yes.
And there was a corruption which was
today.
No. There was sometimes back when Muteo Ringo.
Yes.
Personally, I took a petition.
Yes.
With Molalia and somebody by the name Aseto to court to bar Muteo Ringo from actually being in office of the president.
Yes.
When we took that petition, I'm sorry to say somebody wrote something about Lenaola.
Yes.
And said that the only person who's remaining who is not corrupt. I said, no, give me a break. Personally, I took a petition in court to bar Muteo Ringo after Auditor General findings that there was actually money which was embezzled
yes.
in the president's office.
Yes.
The delayed tactics which actually came from that Lenaola in that court to make sure that the Committee of Parliament cleared who? Muteo Ringo about that money. We ended up seeing the Committee of Parliament enjoying in Mombasa, and their chair then was Babu Namwamba. After finishing that, whatever they were doing in Mombasa, he was in India actually enjoying. We were desperate with our petition in court because in Kiswahili they say imepitwa na wakati. Are you getting what I'm saying? As we are talking, Editor General could not do anything because Parliament have done what?
Gone to recess.
Yes.
Well, how well would we say this for our country? It feels sorry. Sometimes we feel so helpless. Sometimes we feel not guided. Sometimes we even feel that we would fold this country up together and then get to other places where life would be better. but then it still remains our country. But we must remain here. We must remain here because this country is ours, and all of us have a solemn duty to protect it and actually bring it to where it's supposed to be. For those people who plunder resources that Kenyans really sweat hard to give out, shame on you guys. It cannot go like this anymore. Something has to be done. The clarion call here is that a new radical beginning has to start. And it must start like yesterday. Thank you very much for having been into the show. We are leaving you with this very many thoughts to think about this country. Until we meet next week again, I want to say thank you very much, my guest, for this wonderful discussion.
Thank you so much.
And to you, the viewer, we've been with you all along. Thank you very much, and especially guys from Mombasa. I can see you've taken up the show, and you've done so well in terms of giving your opinions, which is very good. Please keep doing that. Keep tweeting at NicoKelo7 at Lolwe TV. You can also use our social media platforms. We also have our Instagram. All these positions. We also have at Kevin7, and we also have Samson Ujia. All this, please keep the discussion on, and let's fight for our country. Let's reclaim our land. Let's put it where it is. All of us as a country, we are called upon to act patriotically. Thank you very much. Till we meet again next week. Have a lovely week ahead.
Hata Biblia Takatifu inatuambia usipowaheshimu wale wako mbele yako, na wewe hautaheshimiwa na hautapata nafasi.
Na ndio walituambia sasa, kama si sasa ni sasa hivi.
Plenty be found within our borders.
I promise you and I swear before God, you try that again and you'll see what is going to happen to you.